How well can you salvage a bad situation? Are you able to stop yourself in the moment to be able to critically think through what's the best course of action? Is there a way to mend the situation? Can we get some closure? Anything that resembles a solution and limit the problems, the explosions from going on. For me, I had a situation where I had a dumpster rented to a roofer, and the roofer was down in Indianapolis. That's about an hour away from my location where I normally rent dumpsters to in my area. Because this is still part-time, this is not paying the bills. I'm trying to build the business on its own and just slowly grow that way. And so I'm not really taking big paychecks. So I was doing my other job, which is RV transport. I've got another YouTube channel where I just kind of go through all those things and share what I've learned into that industry as well. And in that particular case, I was in Missouri coming back from a load where I had dropped off a camper. And so I was empty, I was coming home. My plan was, it's a little bit out of the way, but I was gonna go straight to Indianapolis, grab a dumpster, and then take that loaded back home and bring it home. So I was supposed to pick it up that morning, and I wasn't gonna be able to be at that location until about 7 p.m. So that's quite a bit later than I normally would let a dumpster sit there. Certainly I did not have it rented out the next day, so it wasn't too big of a deal, right? Wrong. I got 4 missed calls with 4 voicemails in a probably 4-minute period, roughly. I was on the phone with somebody else. It was a very important conversation, so I couldn't take the phone call for the business. I have a Grasshopper phone line, and that's what I use for all business purposes, separate from my cell phone number. I basically saw the 4 voicemails that were left. I listened to all 4 of them. It was a single person who had called the business line. And so I listened to all those, and basically it was this. The homeowner of the person who had the roofer use me, they had completed the roof, of course. All of the shingles were in the dump trailer, and it was ready to be picked up, and that homeowner couldn't get her car into her garage. Now, it was a 2-car garage. There was, I guess, stuff on the far side of the garage, and the car gets parked on the near side of the garage towards the house, right? And so I get a voicemail of this woman who's kind of frantically, nervously, kind of upset, but just nervous. You can just tell she's just absolutely just on pins and needles, just kind of frantic, confused, angry, but just kind of a whirlwind of emotions kind of coming through these voicemails. And so immediately I was like, oh dear, this isn't good. She's upset, nervous. She just simply wants the dumpster out of there. Get the dump trailer out of there as soon as possible. I immediately called her and I said, ma'am, I wanted to get back with you as soon as I could. I just got your voicemails. Just wanted to let you know, I am planning on being at your house at 7 p.m. That's my ETA and my GPS. That's as soon as I can be there. I may be able to get somebody else to come pick it up earlier than that. If it's that big of a priority, we can absolutely make that happen for you. But 7 p.m. is my target to get there. I'm headed towards you right now. I'm out of town. I'm coming to get it. She immediately kind of switched her whole demeanor on the phone from the initial hello was, oh, okay. Okay, all right, well, that'll be fine, She kind of nervously, kind of just was a little worked up, and I could just tell on the phone. I'm just like, okay. You know, I said, I can give you an ETA update when I get closer. Things were to change, I can let you know, hey, I got delayed in traffic. Anything you need to know, please let me know. I would love to keep you updated. I'll let you know as soon as possible. If you're home, you'll see me, pull it out of there, but if not, I can leave you a voicemail. And she said, okay, just let me know. That'll be great. Kind of angry, frantic to settle down as much as possible without solving the problem, which is get that puppy out of there. I immediately then, and I would advise you to do this as well, if you're ever working for a contractor or a roofer or anything like that, reach out to them. If you have any interaction with a homeowner, reach out to them. So that's exactly what I did. I immediately, right after that phone call, as soon as I had information and spoke to the homeowner, I immediately called the roofer, and I said, hey, here's what's happened. Got a phone call. Here's where I am. Here's when I'll be there. She left me 4 voicemails. If you would like to listen to them, I can send them over to you. Told him exactly what was going on, and he said, you handled it the best possible. That's great. Thank you so much for that. Kind of putting her at ease. I got to tell you, she's actually kind of going through some stuff. He said, actually, we had a situation with her where she kind of yelled at us because we weren't willing to do the roof on a previous earlier day that she wanted us to, and it was because it was storming and lightning outside, and it's too dangerous. It's raining and it's lightning on a roof. You don't want to be doing that, I'm assuming. So she wasn't happy about that. She didn't understand that. They had to work with her and be gentle with her. But along with that whole situation, the neighbor came over and talked to them when they were in the middle of that prior thing before my situation came up. The neighbor came over and said, hey, just want to let you know, this lady, she may be giving you some grief, but I got to tell you, she's actually going through some health issues. I believe he had said she has breast cancer, and she's going through the therapy, the radiation, and she's going through all sorts of treatments and stuff. And ever since that happened, she's just not herself. She's got some problems, and she's not how she used to be. She's never been like this. And so if you're wondering why she's being kind of unreasonable or a little bit stirred up, this is why. We think it's because this health situation has got her just not quite right. It's really messing with her, probably emotionally as well. And so, not an excuse that she just treats you maybe wrong for that situation that they had as far as the day and timing of the roof job. But that's the best explanation we can think of to share with you. He had shared that whole story with me, of course, and continued to thank me. Thank you so much for being gentle with her, for not being upset at her when other companies might have, given some backlash towards her. She's going through some issues. She's going through some health stuff. I can't even imagine. So I responded back to him. I said, man, I'm so grateful that I took the time to be thoughtful, to be gracious with her, to try to immediately, solve the need, take the poison right out of the dart kind of a thing, and try to be able to give her some closure on the situation, give her a deadline, communicate well with her, all of those things. So what ended up happening was I showed up when I said I would. I wasn't delayed. It was great. Showed up at 7 p.m. That evening. I grabbed the trailer. The garage door was already open, and the car lights were on next to the dump trailer in front of the garage door that was closed and evidently blocked off. And so I go to pull the tarp across to get it tarped down. So I'm standing at the front of the garage with the door open, and at the back of my dump trailer. And so I'm getting the tarp on it, making sure the doors are secure, nobody open it up, and it's not gonna just swing open the barn doors, And I feel like there's somebody behind me, like when somebody you feel like somebody's watching you. I felt like I was being watched. And so I immediately kind of just looked behind me, and immediately the door to the house inside the garage slammed shut. And so I'm like, so she's going through health issues. She's pretty nervous. She's worked up. She's on edge. I mean, she's just on the edge. She probably just needs some rest and just for me to get out of here, so she can get her car. It's, people get fixated on maybe minor things that really aren't that big of a deal, but when you're going through other stuff, it's easier to get fixated on smaller things. So I think that was the situation. So I was like, okay, she does not want to see me. She doesn't want to talk to me in person. She wants nothing to do. She just wants me out of here. That's going to be the best thing possible. It's not going to be me trying to talk through everything with her. She just wants me out of there, and I get it. So I got everything hooked up. I did want to, just for verification purposes, I called and I left the voicemail. She didn't pick up. I know she's right there, probably watching me through the window of the house. I'm assuming at that point. And I just called and said, hey, left a voicemail. Hey, just want to let you know, I'm outside. I'm getting this thing out of here. Thank you for your patience. Hopefully you have a great day and you can get that car inside the garage and have a great night. Sorry for the inconvenience, and I hope to, work with you in the future, possibly. And I don't know why I quite said that. I'm probably the last person she wants to work with, because she maybe feels, upset at that. I don't know about that situation. But anyways, I then immediately contacted the roofer because he needs to know what's going on. So I called, I texted him right back right after that. Once I got out of there, said, hey, I left a voicemail at this time. She kind of slammed the door, was watching me, didn't want to say anything to me. I got out of there as soon as I could. The place looked great when I left it. It worked out. No major bad issues. Hopefully this made you look not bad and hopefully better. I did the best I can, because the truth is, we really do represent other people when we're working with them. When they're using our services, we can make them look good, we can make them look bad. If our customer service is bad, they're probably going to get associated with us. So I wanted everything to do, I get the connection, everything that I do and say and show and everything reflects probably an association with that roofer. And so I just told him, I understand the connection. I want to do business as if I'm a part of your business. I want to make you look amazing. I want to communicate as if you are incredible. I want to communicate with you and the homeowner, and everything be smoothed over as much as possible. We're not in a perfect world, but as much as possible, I want to make sure everything is going smoothly. So he appreciated that. He was really, encouraged and happy about that, how I handled it. He said, you could not have handled that any better. So sorry you had to deal with her and the situation she was going through. And I just said, listen, I've got a clear conscience about working through the whole situation. I did the best I possibly could with her, and I wanted to make sure you're communicated well with, and you know exactly what's going on as well. So I've got a clear conscience. Ideally, we just don't let the trailer sit there that long. That's pretty much the longest it's really ever sat there. But I wanted to make sure before and after, I guess even more after, I found out she's going through health issues and mental and emotional things, I'm sure. I wanted to make sure everything was dealt with a lot of care, being in prayer for her. So tough situation she's in. Still, I don't know, I haven't heard anything back, and I doubt I ever will from her or from the roofer about her, but just wish her well. But when we deal with the public, homeowners and stuff, we don't know where people are coming from. Of course, we don't want to be chewed out, we don't want to be yelled at, we don't want to be, whatever, but we really don't know what people are going through, and the way we respond to people, it matters to them. It matters just to have a clear conscience. I have one about that situation, and that's how I want to operate on a regular basis. I don't have to be up at night thinking about those things, and also be thoughtful, and I want to continue being thoughtful of any commercial customer that's using me, a roofer, remodeler, it doesn't matter. I want to have great communication skills and interactions with homeowners, as well as anybody else, as well as the actual, roofer or whoever in business. So that's kind of the situation I kind of went through. Again, that was in 2021 here. I just wanted to share some stories with you of what things have kind of come up along the way. I'm just excited and encouraged that we're able to build these customer relationships, business relationships with people, with repeat customers, so that they know how I respond to people. They know how I operate. So if and when inevitably someday something bad happens with a customer who maybe lies or says something, they're able to go off of a track record of honesty, of communication, of execution on my part, that hopefully our relationship is strong enough to bear the seas of maybe some lies or other issues that may possibly come up. I don't know. I'm not looking for trouble, but building foundations with customers, whether residential or commercial, that's the name of the game for me. I want to number one, have a clear conscience before God, but also just treat people right, to truly be a help. That's my heart. So anyways, wanted to share this story with you. It was kind of a nerve-wracking situation there on that day, and afterwards just reflecting, man, I'm so glad I went into it trying to do as best I could without knowing these situations were in the background for that lady. It's so worth it to treat people well, to love on people, to care about people from the jump, instead of assuming the worst, not giving the benefit of the doubt, ripping people's faces off. Like, it's just so worth it. So anyways, hopefully you have a great day today. Whether the situation comes up for you or not, it's always potentially around the corner. What would you do in a situation like that? How would you respond? Are you thoughtful enough? Are you slow enough to think through something like this? To really think through, what would you want to say if something like this were to come up? So anyways, hopefully you have a great day today. Stay safe, guys, and God bless.